Hey, YouTube Chicken Stubby here with a review of the Kamen Rider Gaim Arms Change Series 12 Kamen Rider Duke Lemon Energy Arms. So, Duke actually hasn't done a whole lot in the show. His character's done quite a bit, but as Duke, he didn't really do a whole lot. But regardless, this is our 12th retail release, and we'll see why. Duke's base mold is actually really cool, and I like it a lot. The blue is very interesting, and it is very much different than Gaim's blue, which is always nice. I love the head sculpt on this, not necessarily because it's a great head sculpt, and it is, but I just really like Duke's helmet. His base helmet has this crown feature going on, and I just really like that. Duke is actually probably one of my favorite designs. It's really neat, and it's a shame that he wasn't used more often in the show, at least at the time of this recording. He's got cool little gauntlets going on here, a leg design very similar to Baron, but overall I just really like it. You have the Lemon Energy lock seat inside the Genesis driver down here, and a pretty plain back, of course. So that is about all for him. Included with Duke is the Sonic Arrow, which is the same as the one from Zangetsu Shin and Jimba Lemon. It does that. That's cool. Set that aside for now because we've seen that plenty of times, and focus on the Lemon Energy Arms fruit mode thing. It might remind you of Mango because it's the same thing. It is designed a little bit differently because of the way that this unfolds, but the core design of this is basically the Mango arms remolded. So it's kind of neat. It's got a lot of silver on it. If I got a lemon from the store that had a bunch of silver plating on it, I don't know what I would do. But it does look neat, and it makes the end result better. So ignoring the fruit mode, just pop it open, swing these around, swing these back, and then these can fold inward like so. This will swing around, and then that will be the chest, or not the chest piece, the head piece. As per normal with these, just kind of slide it in just like that. Duke is a little bit touchy. His helmet piece locks in up here very tight, so you kind of have to pry it out first and do it that way. Make sure that his armor is locked into place. Push that head crest back down, and this will just kind of accordion in, that's a word, into itself, which is done a little bit better than Mango in my opinion. This will just sit comfortably right there. I don't know if his shoulder pad's actually that big in the show, but it does look cool. And then this will fold backwards, and this will also accordion in on itself. And then from here you can kind of display these however you want to. I prefer to leave them closer to the body. And there you have Duke Lemon Energy Arms. And I really like it. I did like Mango. The big plastic cape piece is a bother, and it's a bother here too. There's just not a whole lot you can do with it. It's 3 separate plastic pieces, and the only range of motion you have is this right here. So you're not going to get a whole lot. You can kind of flip it backwards, so it's like his cape is blowing in the wind or something like that. But the cape is just so obviously a giant fruit shell that it just doesn't end up looking all that great. That being said, ignoring the fact that his cape is made of big plastic fruit pieces, I like what's going on in the front here. Like I said, I love his head sculpt. It looks great with the big lemon headphones. I like the clear shoulder pad. It looks really nice. And the chest piece up here looks great too. And I don't know, his color scheme is just something that really resonates with me. I really like it. You can attach the Sonic Arrow to his hand. I think Ryouma shoots right-handed, which means he holds the bow with his left hand. I think so. Like I said, Duke hasn't really appeared all that often, so I don't really recall. But it's a pretty basic thing. Unlike Mango, I can actually go back to the fruit mode no problem whatsoever on this guy. You accordion that up. Like I said, that will peg right in there. It's a little bit easier to do when it's off of his helmet, because you got to get those tabs lined up. Basically just shove the entire armor off of him. And it takes a little bit of getting used to how this is all supposed to line up. But it's actually very, very simple. Those will peg into the base right up there. Those will peg in up there. And then those will peg in together down there. And now you are back to the Lemon Energy arms. Hurrah! So for those of you that watch the show know that Baron got a hold of a Genesis driver and a Lemon Energy lock seed, and thus can access Kamen Rider Baron Lemon Energy arms. Now while the undersuit didn't change, Baron now uses a Genesis driver. To get this onto here, you basically have to unscrew the entire back plate, pop that off, pop off the entire front of the figure, pull the belt off, and do the same thing over on Baron. I'm not going to go through all of that, but it is possible to get this onto there and vice versa. So, just kind of pretend for now, because I don't feel like dismantling my figures. And here we have, for all intensive purposes, Baron's new default form. Like I said, it does help to switch the drivers. It makes it look a lot better. The only other difference that is now inaccurate is this emblem right here. This matches Duke's emblem. Baron's Lemon Energy Arms has his logo on it. So that is unfortunately something that you cannot correct without making your own decals. And even then, you would probably have to try to get the paint off of that, or make it a gold sticker or something like that. So it's a little bit of a process, but you can get this fairly accurate should you want to buy another Duke and another Baron to put on display like this. It is certainly an option. I really do like Baron's Lemon Energy arms. The lemon matches the banana well since they're both yellow. So there really isn't a whole lot of color scheme changes going on with this guy. So it is pretty cool. Just the typical flaws with the arms itself. So overall, I actually really like Duke. Like I said, I love his helmet. I love the armor design. The only really flaw of the figure is just the way that the arm's designed. The big plastic fruit shell cape is really the only way they could have did this while still retaining the arms change gimmick. And I can forgive it for that, even though I don't really like it. It does make the figure quite a bit back heavy, but thankfully he can stand fairly well in most poses, so it shouldn't pose that big of a hindrance. The fact that you can use this to make Baron Lemon Energy arms is very cool as well, even though there are inconsistencies, even if you switch the belt. That being said, it is a great pickup, especially if you've been collecting all the arms change up till now. Well, it's certainly not the best release. I do love the way it looks, and it's definitely up there on my list. Thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.